everybody hear me?
Yeah.
That's good. I'm afraid I like to wander around. I'm not a great lover of standing behind. So apologies if I have my back to anyone at any one time. But first of all, welcome to you all on this Anna and Mike's special day. And it would not be anything as special if you were not here to share it with them. They've done all of the planning themselves. I literally just had to turn up. And you've probably worked out by now that this is a modern theme with a traditional twist. So the modern theme is we're having the speeches before the food. The traditional twist is the content of those speeches is going to be traditional. This is my first Father of the Bride speech. And I thought I'd better do some research on the internet. And surprisingly, Debrett's, the Encyclopedia of Etiquette, gave the best information. They said, first be short, thank everyone, mention a few anecdotes about Anna, that would be the tricky part, welcome Mike, and propose a toast. So, in that order, if I can, I'd like to start by thanking several people who have made today very special. Firstly, Hilary and Christine, who have done all the flowers. This has been a large part of my life for the last 48 hours. And also I'd like to thank Catherine for the fantastic cake, and those are icing roses, not real ones. And I'd urge you to take a close look and find the ladybird that's hidden on the cake. But that's a fantastic cake that we'll cut later. And also I'd like to thank Talkworth Court for the fantastic wedding breakfast that we haven't had yet. I'm sure it will be as good as the rest of the day, as long as it's not an all-day breakfast. So, the next thing is a few anecdotes about Anna. Now, I'm a firm believer that you are who you are via your life experiences. So, who you've met, where you've been, and what you've done. So, thinking about that, there are 3 experiences with Anna that brought home to me the sort of person that she is. The first is very focused and determined. That came during a family bike ride when she was 11 to the Forest of Dean. There wasn't too much comment from her about that. But we turned up and had all the bikes on the car, Hill, myself, Anna and Pippa, and off we went on the off-road Forest of Dean cycle track, half of which is uphill and half downhill. So we started off, got up the uphill part to hear this little voice behind us say, that's it, this is a wasted time, I'm going back, cheerio! And off she pedalled. So the rest of the family then had a meeting, and as we were halfway around, thought, well, we might as well go the rest of the way. And what was meant to be a lovely leisurely journey through the Forest of Dean countryside was now a Tour de France stage. Because Pippa was worried about Anna and was in top gear, pedalling furiously. And we got back and found this chilled out person watching the BMX boys on the side of the car park. So she's very focused and determined. The second thing is she's afraid of flying. And I learnt that when I was 1. Well, I was 1, when you were 1. And we went to Portugal. So we were on the family holiday to Portugal. We touched down at Faro on the runway, and the stress flows out of her, as does the contents of her bladder. And also her nappy, but that's all right. I thought, I'm the modern man, I'll go and change the nappy. So I got to the front of the plane, changed the nappy, by which time, of course, everybody is now off the plane and on the coach, waiting, wondering why the coach hasn't left. So I appear from the top of the steps, all crikey, I'm late, lift her above my shoulders and reveal a massive wet patch in my trousers, so it looks like I'm the one that's feeling it. And then finally on that point, I think, she has standards, which came to pass in the Brownie camp. So we spent 2 weeks excitedly compiling the kit, labelling everything, including the vegetable peeler. Sent her off to Dawlish, or took her to Dawlish Warren, and said goodbye, cheerio, and looked forward to a week where we could maybe do a few things with Pippa and see what was happening. But not to be. 22 hours later, phone call, please could you come and collect your inconsolable daughter? So we turn and pick her up. Well, the first thing was they didn't sleep on proper beds. The camp bed kept collapsing every night, and I can't stay without a proper bed. The second thing is they don't feed you properly, because beans on toast is not a proper meal. And thirdly, I cannot have a communal shower with moths. They're all flying around, and that's not to be. So those are her standards. But lastly, something which I couldn't actually say to her today because I would have broken down. There is one thing where probably I haven't been as good a father to you as I should have been, which is when I tell you how proud I am of you. I'm very proud of the focus and determination that you took to get your A-levels and degree. I'm really proud of your work ethic and the way that you put so much focus on life and work. And above all, I am really proud today when you look so stunning to be able to call you my daughter.
Yeah.
So let me turn to Mike. And frankly, for a family where I've got a wife, 2 daughters, and even the dog is female, to welcome another male hasn't come soon enough. In particularly that somebody who is IT literate, support, backup, and in logistics not only knows how long it takes to get from A to B, but where B is in the first place. This is a great support to me. And if I could just say personally, thank you so much for the last 2 years when I've been working abroad, for the support you've given to Hill, Anna and Pippa in that front. And very welcome to see you as part of the family. And then lastly, I'd like to finish up just with a sentiment which I know 27 years ago, which seems to have gone like nothing, at the speech I gave as the groom, which was, Hill and I were very lucky to have so many friends that are family, and family that are friends. And today, as the 2 families come together, that sentiment is another one that came to my mind. And as a bigger family, if we can give you 2 the same support that we've had over those last 27 years, that is the best gift that the extended family can give. So with that sentiment, I'd now like to propose a toast to the bride and groom. So if you can be upstanding. Oh, I need mine. Thank you. To Anna and Mike.
Anna and Mike.
Thank you.